It's again.
50 cases of gin, the light airplane wing painted red, the other a light shade of purple. Words in an unidentified language cover the tale from one end to the mercenary. The clarinet, the keyboard player, and the flower revealing gold, a savage splendor, overlaid upon itself. A color chart, an atlas saxophone. Whales, create, destroy. Time is to itself, rules all, transparent color. Water-like quality, the accompanying master. Realization of what's going on over half the time. Earth, night, arriving without mercy. Raunch, ragged, elegant waist. Diamond cutlass, heading for the outskirts. Cash in the pants. He arrived shortly thereafter in Tangier, and sound sleep followed. Penetration of the magic, reversed decision. Camel, Turner slowly runs through the departing train. The bottles belong only to the light switch. The steamer left Antibes while the hour remained conservative. It was expected in Tangier the next evening. A success due in part to the retracing of an elephant, whose tusks had been sold for the outrageous fee of 17 blueberry muffins. He decided he was going to be a muffin maker. The sky of both Oakland and San Francisco was the same color, depending on how much fog was coming in through to the bay on those particular evenings. It can start at 3, it can start at 4, sometimes it doesn't happen. We used to go to the zoo across the Bay Bridge from Oakland to San Francisco, and it was always cold, but I liked the zoo. The zoo incorporated the Steinhardt Aquarium. All the whatever it is that reptiles and those large fish that live in water. And there was never any point staying in San Francisco because it was always too cold. And there were lots of cars, and to this day I don't really like large groups of cars. And unless I'm driving in one, and I don't drive. I think in 1965 I realized just how important San Francisco was, but I've never lived there. I rarely went to San Francisco as a youth or as an adult, simply because it was just always too damn cold. Somebody wanted to know about France. Well, it's a long story and we don't really have time. I really and have written about it at length in various large collections of paper. I learned so much there. Did I mention England in an earlier show? I can remember for the first time in my life having to be responsible for meals. One gets hungry when one travels. You start eating everything. I'd been brought up, of course, eating what is primarily known as American food. Eggs, of course, oatmeal, and overcooked vegetables, not quite as tasty as... I've never understood to this day. I ate vegetables reluctantly, and occasionally they did not stay. They did not stay in my stomach. I have more of an appreciation for vegetables now because I know how to cook them properly. But in those days, it just wasn't done. If there wasn't some mashed potatoes to hide them in and kind of, put steak sauce on, it was utter torture.
It's again.
Well, it's July 3rd, and I can't really see much of a difference between today and July 4th, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. I can't really get too caught up into this whole thing, but avoid water today. Water on the 3rd of July has not been kind to people in the past. Her, for example, she didn't do well. We tried to bathe her on the 3rd of July one year, and that didn't work at all. Not having learned the lessons that the last bath Jim Morrison brought to our attention because he kind of forgot to wake up. It's best to avoid swimming pools on July 3rd, and if you don't believe me, just check the unfortunate lack of getting out of that pool with Brian Jones in 1969. There's a flying horse on a car. What can they say about that?
What is French cooking, after all? There is no French cooking. It's all been
Influenced by French, Italians, Icelandic heroines, geraniums, broken bicycles.
I like to eat in France because there's a good chance that duck will be on the menu.
Of course, aubergines are called eggplants in the States for some reason. I don't quite understand. Where I live, we call bananas aubergines just so we can hear the word aubergine. And I think the Moroccans probably do the best. They make a diced eggplant salad, or is it in fact a diced aubergine salad? But it's particularly good. It's usually the second dish served in a Moroccan meal after the soup. I absolutely refuse to eat cauliflower. That's just send me some, but I won't, give me money and I'll eat it. But I think we're pushing 85 degrees. We're in what's known as summer. Heat waves in store, folks, for this July 3rd into all eternity. And which means that it's probably almost time to eat. And what's on today's menu? Well, je ne sais pas. No one told me. It's the funny thing about it. I'll have to kind of root around, as it were, the larder, the ice box, and see just what's happening, because
breath